Good everyone, so I am back. Before I had to let's take my car. Actually, I had to pick my car up from the mechanic who was getting roadworthy done. So that's all done. And that was a car that I was selling, so keen. But what is it, Motion? Someone out the front? Cat's meowing at random people at the front of my house. But yeah, now I'm doing the visor for this junior sprint car. So just this thing here. So it looks to be a little bit curved. And doesn't quite go halfway down the windscreen, maybe like just before halfway. So I'm just going to measure, I've got the model right here, just going to measure it up. So just before halfway is 5 centimeters exactly, and the top is about 475, and it wants to be about about 12 mil. About 12 mil down either side. So we'll have a size. So it's about 10 mil at the moment. So we get to about 12 mil. And we're looking at about 475 to about 5 centimeters. Which is that. Okay. And so it needs to be I'll just do a quick measure. It's hard to tell exactly how wide it is if it's not on the line, so we'll do a measure tool distance. That's 463. Oh my, as if what the hell? Usually I can select that. Oh, it's because this. Alright. So 474. So we get that about there. Looks about right, and we want it to be about that high, maybe a little less, and we want to get that curve in just right. So do a couple multi-cuts. Multi-cut is just cooked. I don't know why, but on Mate it never ever works when you have symmetry on, which is just ridiculous, because when else are you going to multi-cut really? Properly multi-cut. They really need to patch that. It just doesn't make sense, like why it doesn't work. and then it doesn't let you bloody fix it. It's ridiculous. Look at that, you can't even fix it. It's just stupid. But then you go to multi-cut without symmetry, that's fine. So, you know, stuff symmetry, I'm just gonna do the old snap to grid multi-cut, which always works well. Works way better than symmetry multi-cut anyway. Okay, and work my way along, curving as I go. Oh, my half retarded because I'm tired. Had a pretty big day. I ain't one for excuses. Just explanations. That's alright. Oh, I can do this a lot better if I just do a bit by bit like this. Yeah, that'll work better. Is that right? Cool. Alright, I reckon that will do. I'll do a quick measure of this bottom bit just to make sure I'm on the money, because it has to fit right in the groove for the windscreen. So, and that looks to be just about right. Yep, looks pretty good. Awesome. So we're it's ready for printing. I'm going to print this one on the FDM printer, so that will require me to use Cura software. Hopefully it wants to work. And I'll do new logos for Randall. I'm doing 3 prints tonight. I'm doing the logos that I did today, doing the roll cage, the bumpers, and in another print, and I'm also doing this visor in a print on this bad boy, Ender 3, Old and Faithful. Actually, looking at the model now, I also need to do a bit of work to this actually. So, what needs to be done? I'll leave it like that with those measurements, but I actually need to move the whole thing. I need to add in like a curve going like this way, because it's a windscreen visor and the windscreens curve. Especially this one, this windscreen really curves, so I'm gonna have to be really spot on with this. So, looking at it like this, it curves kind of like this. But, you know what, I'm going to keep that idea I had. I'm going to rotate it to the angle of the windscreen, which is like this. I should really be using an angular ruler right now, but I'm literally just holding the car up to the computer screen right now to get the angle right, and it's kind of working. It's working quite well actually. So it's at that angle, and the curve comes out like that. So with these selected, it's like this. Which should work quite well. So I think maybe do these a little bit more. Do this a little bit. And this one. And then bring these up, because for some reason the top of the windscreen has more of a curve than the bottom. So just go like this, and then that looks to be pretty well spot on. This almost looks to I'll bring it down a bit like that. Cool. So I reckon that'll work. I think I got all the curves right. It should somewhat conform anyway. So that's okay. We'll be able to work with it. I might actually make it a little bit thinner. So that, cool. That looks pretty good. I will triangulate. Cool. I'm sure it's visor or visor. I don't know, I think it's just difference between American and Australian spelling, but all good. Alright. So we're in Cura. Scale it up to times 1,000. It'll be this big. Now for the best strength, I'm going to print it with probably that orientation. Like that. That'll provide the most strength, I reckon. Having it in between like that. Okay. "16 minutes, can't complain with that. I might actually print with a bit more of a bit less layer height. For that printer up. Actually, you know what? I might go 12mm for the layer height because I can. Was that starts at 27? I think that will work pretty well. That gives us a good amount of layers, providing good strength. Cool. So that is that one done. We'll get these logos set up on the mono printer. So that would be the V8 and the 195i. I might do a couple more Holdens as well. And also I'll do a couple more Calais. So I'll do 6 of these. Now, on this printer, I can't actually position prints right in the center because the VAT screen is actually a bit stuffed at the moment, so I can't position prints in the middle because it will just stuff up. So that's why I use this printer for smaller prints, and I just position them either side, and that's working so far. So I've printed these Calais ones before. They're bloody tiny, but I found they're printed best on a bit of an angle with like upside down angle. So we'll do that again. Do 3 lots of these. Okay, so it's about 30 degrees. Yeah, about 30 degrees that way, so like that. Or maybe 60 actually. Yeah. And and spaced. 6. Just like the Holdens. Get these 195s done, and the V8's done. I reckon both of these can just be printed flat. And I'll do 9 of each. Oh, don't you hate when it does that? So the mono, I think, yeah, I think it's all good. Nine of these as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, so let's get to supporting. So I'm gonna increase the angle and the density. I'd rather not have to add one to each, but I think I'm going to have to. Which isn't the end of the world. Just going to take some time. This bit's kind of boring, so I might end the stream here. But yeah, you get the gist. Actually, I might do this after I do the setup of the print on the roll cage and the bumpers, because that's going to be a bit more aesthetic to watch. Even though this is pretty cool still. So hoping that's enough. Printing on an angle like that. I'm printing flat. I think it should be right. I'm not going to redo it, that'll be right. Okay. So yeah, with resin, the printers are basically opposite of FDM printers. So with the normal 3D printers, the filament, it prints onto like a bed and it's all like upright. But resin printers, there's like a vat of resin and the bottom of the vat is transparent, and there's actually a laser underneath that, and the bed lowers down into the vat and essentially prints upside down out of the vat. So the bed rises out of the vat with the print attached, with the print upside down. So all this you see here, it's actually going to be upside down in a vat of resin, printing, eventually building this. But these resin prints can be like massive, so this shouldn't take too long. It'll take, this one will probably take, I don't know, like 4 hours or something. Because there's still a fair bit going on. Now, I don't think I'll have to add any support to these ones, which is handy. Seem pretty well supported. Okay. Time for the Holdens. They look pretty good as well. Cool. I might add one to the middle of each of these. Just because. Onto the middle, onto the head, because the head's actually separate on these. So I want the head to be attached, because the head is really the showpiece of these logos. Alright, time estimate, yeah, I reckon 2 to 4 hours, we'll see. I will select all of these though and move them in a little bit. Alright, that should be good. QVA. EWMO for photon something mono. Let's do it. Get another one of these going. Meantime, switch over to my photon. So I've got a photon and a photon mono. 1 hour 10 minutes, that's not too bad. Probably be done before I go to bed. Let's see if it's going to be all good. Looks to be. So with something like this, with a 195, I kind of should have done it on an angle, because having such a big amount can actually separate that from the support. So on that first square layer, that could stick to the vat too much and it could actually separate, causing the print to fail. So I'm gonna set this one up and then I'm gonna redo that and angle all of the 105s. So what are we at? Roll cage complete mesh, so that's done. Then there, and the front bumper and the rear bumper. So hopefully I can print all of these in the one instance. I think I'll be able to. I just need to be smart about these. Put this in the middle, put these on the outside. I think it'll be Mickey. I will rotate this though, 90, like that. Yep, like that. And this like this. It's pretty good. Okay. That's looking alright. That's looking alright. Actually, with these I might use medium support. Yes. I'll make it more dense as well. Very 33 on the density and a 45. That didn't really do much. So I'll have to manually add to that. That's okay. Cool. Go back to this one, I'll fix these 195s up. I'll just give them like, probably like 30 degrees, sorry. Yeah, like that. And I'll raise them up to Are we crashing right now? Is that what's happening? I think this is a crash. I think this is a crash. This is crashing. Oh, fuck off with your shit. Don't crash on me. Don't do that. Don't. Don't crash. Don't fuck. Just don't do it. Just don't. Just don't crash, please. Come on. You don't want to. You don't want to crash. Crashing's for pussies. Don't be a pussy. Well, I'll wait for you. As long as you don't crash on me. Please don't crash. See, look, your bloody mate's doing all good. What about you? Oh, you fucking dog. Alright. I'm in the stream. I'm gonna redo that. But, yeah. That's what happens sometimes when you have to rely on technology. It's just can't compete with the brains with human computers. But no, all good. We'll go again. I'll be printing this tonight, so. But yeah, if you're watching this, geez, hope you're having a good night. Probably streaming again tomorrow, so keep an eye out. But yeah, see you later. Cheers, boys and girls.